Hi, I'm Stephanie Kozel, and I'm a student here at the University of Alabama, and I researched information about Amelia Gorgas and her life as a nurse and what she did to contribute to the university. I came here to the Gorgas house for a tour. I had always found that it was a fascinating place and I wanted to see what it looked like on the inside. And when I showed up, Brandon was talking about how they were going to start an exhibit about nursing and how Amelia was a nurse matron for that house. And I'm a nursing major, so I decided to kind of help him with that and dig a little deeper into what medicine was like on UA's campus around Amelia's time here and how it evolved and her contributions to it. So I first took the information I learned about Amelia on the tour, kind of just getting an overview of her life, who she was in terms of the place that she lived and spent the majority of her time. And then I went to the whole special collection library and I really started to dig into the history of UA and Amelia's history with UA and the Gorgas family's history with UA. And then I took that and I went to the Gorgas library where I was able to get her biography of her life and was able to learn more about what she did during the Civil War. She helped soldiers that were wounded, she helped nurse them back to health, and then whenever her husband brought her back to Tuscaloosa, she originally was just kind of like helping the students that were sick and then really took on a bigger role for the university. I also learned that they didn't have a health center or a hospital while Amelia was here, so she was kind of like the nurse, and then a surgeon would come by every day if anything like serious was going on, but they were kind of really just in her care. Whenever they were like really sick and they had to be sent home or they had to get sent away from the university kind of to stay with somebody, they called it quarantine and they were by themselves, which I thought was kind of interesting for today's time. And they wrote letters to the university's board of trustees to like get refunds, which I talk about in one of these panels, and I thought that was so funny. Here we are so many years later and that's still really prevalent. I wasn't from Alabama, so I wasn't from the South, so I really didn't know much about the university before I came here, and it was interesting to get to bring a different perspective to the Gorgas house and to Alabama. And I thought that it was really unique that I got to work with people that do this every day, and I got to see what they do and what it means to them, and get to contribute my passionate part, which is the nursing side, and getting to really see what Amelia did. She really helped women while they were at UA, and so that was kind of cool, getting to dive into that side as being a female student here on campus. I'm a nursing major, so I deal with nursing a lot, but I'm kind of on the other side of campus, away from everybody else, and it was awesome to get to kind of bring that perspective, but really integrate it into campus and on a different side and through a different avenue. While it was still nursing, it was a completely different setting. If you're a student on campus, you call this place home for so many years, and you really should dive deeper into the history of the home and the history of UA, and they are super intertwined. This building has been here forever, so it's really cool to kind of see what life was like back then and kind of what students were going through at the time and relate it to what you're doing now. And it's really cool to get to see how they lived and the practices they did and think about how different life was then, but also similarities to how life is now. Come and check it out and see the history of the house and the history of the Gorgas family and everything that they did for this university.